Hi, Steve and Caleb from Brownells here, bringing you yet another edition of Smyth Busters. Today, Caleb, what do you got?
Oh, Steve, I got the one from old Reddit and Facebook and all the other places.
Okay.
We're talking about clone rifles.
Clone rifles, yeah.
And what is a clone rifle? What's clone enough? What's not clone enough? Someone will post a picture of a rifle they built as a clone rifle, and then someone will attack them because they get triggered by it and say, that's not a clone rifle because you didn't turn this screw far enough so it doesn't line up.
Well, that's what the internet's for.
We're using the internet differently. That's not what I'm using it for, Steve.
Okay.
But yeah, so what is really clone enough? Because a clone of something that's kind of built modern day, like your HK416s,
right,
your Mark 18s. I think there's a little bit more leniency with those than, like, say, your M16A1s, just because an M16A1 wasn't really modified by the user as much.
Oh, sure, I see what you mean. Yeah,
kind of going off of that. But even though, there's a lot of the I'm going to call them the cloners, the Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Your cloners, if you do anything that's not like as the gun came from the factory and was issued to said soldier, they get really butthurt about it, and I just can't agree with that.
You basically got two diehards there. One has been deployed somewhere and has seen a certain type of firearm, deployed, and didn't modify it. Maybe they weren't allowed to. Maybe the unit commander said, leave them alone.
As some very well do.
Then you got the other guy, the armchair deployer,
right.
who never left CONUS.
Armchair commando.
And he knows what he thinks it should be.
Right. You got your armchair commando, your keyboard warrior, your if you got more, post them down below. I'd love to hear those. But yeah. Oh man, Steve,
where were we?
Wait, I don't know. This hurts my heart because I love a good clone, and when I say clone, I mean something that could have been used in theater, not necessarily was like issued before it got to the.
Right.
If it's something, let me just back up. Let me show you a picture of a gun. We'll make fun of it for a little bit, and then our editor, who is a gentleman and a scholar, will put it up on the screen so you guys can see it as well. So this is an M4 here. You got your safe semi-burst.
Yeah.
So standard M4 stock. You got your number there in blue on the stock there. So it's the rack number.
Rack number.
Yeah. You got an aim point comp M4.
Got a backup sight?
Yep. The Motec backup sight. Just a stock Colt M4 with some stuff on it.
What's that fore end?
So that's a Knight's Armament.
Okay.
RIS, the RIS. And then on the bottom, you got a Surefire Scout Light. On the side, you have a laser. On the bottom, you have a Knight's Armament vertical foregrip. You got some super Gucci tan paint.
Yeah.
I'm going to make fun of this gun for a little bit here. So this is a gun was used in theater. I know for a fact it was used in theater, so I'm going to make fun of it for a bit. You have coupled magazines. So this gun, let me explain to you the evolution of this gun. So the guy using this gun was issued this stuff, right? Obviously he was issued a stock M4, an aim point comp M4. He paired the two together, right?
Yep.
As one does.
Yep.
So now he has oh no, I went too far. He has what would be considered a clone correct gun. But now he's adding stuff to it. No one would clone the gun in this fashion.
I wouldn't.
No one would.
I would not.
If you built a gun like this and posted it on the clone forums, you would get ripped a new one. However, this is a gun used. This is about as clone as you can get because this gun was used in combat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what is a clone?
Okay.
All right. So the light on the bottom, the guy put the light there because he was a 50 cal gunner. So whenever he was looking around the armor of his chicken shield, which is the armor around the 50 cal, he didn't want it to. He wanted to be able to use it on both sides and still be able to tuck into the armor. The laser he didn't really want to use, but he had to put it on there somewhere because it was an escalation of force tool. He would
Oh, yeah.
just paint it on people's chests.
You paint people.
Yeah, but he didn't really want to put it on there at all, but he had to. So that's the story of why the things are where they are.
Sounds like a conflicted warrior.
Yeah, he was a conflicted warrior. But that's why that gun was set up why it is. And I can make fun of it because that was my rifle.
There you go, the reveal.
Yeah, there's the big reveal.
Yeah.
So, if I was going to set up a gun today, I wouldn't set it up like that. But I understand my reasonings of why I set it up the way I did.
Sure.
Because I moved stuff around because it was working for that purpose.
Right.
The light was there because I was using my M4 whenever we were driving through towns to look through windows and stuff. I'm getting way off on.
Well, yeah,
But,
I mean, that was all possible in your day. In Vietnam, if you had a M16A1, there was only so much you could do with duct tape to modify it.
Right.
You know, there wasn't much.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you see a clone gun with duct tape on it, it's still a clone gun.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah.
True enough.
But yeah, so the point I'm getting at here is that you can walk into an arms room, a military arms room. I used to work in an arms room. Look on the rack and see a lot of different configurations that the clone guys would go absolutely nuts about and not be happy about. But they would be wrong because those are the guns that they're trying to clone, which it's stupid. So
Right.
yeah, the clone guys, the hardcore clone guys who are hating on everybody else are wrong. And I'm just going to say it.
Mm-hmm. Even this gun that Brownells came out with, the BRN-16A1, was available in two different twists. The traditional 1 in 12, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
the 1 in 7, if you wanted to shoot heavier bullets. So if you got that fast twist, technically it's not a real clone.
Yeah, so
But it shoots good.
yeah, everything except the actual three-way, we went all the way.
Right, right. And
Almost
obviously
all the way.
the molded furniture, doesn't have the little fibers sticking out on the handguard and stuff from the fiberglass.
Right.
But I like this furniture better myself.
Yeah. With I mean, did the best we can within limitation. I think everyone appreciated it, and I know the first people are going to be screaming in the comments, "Bring back the retro line," but
What have you heard?
yeah, you can still build them. You just
Yeah.
can't buy them as a complete gun. So yeah, well, I'll leave it at that. Don't sweat it.
All right, then that's it.
Yeah, so a true hardcore clone guy knows that the clones come in variations. There, busted.
All right, another myth busted for your viewing pleasure.
That's right.
If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. We'd like to hear from you. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time with yet another episode of Smythbusters.